Today I want to show you how I use my horse manure in the compost pile. I'm going to shoot this video kind of backwards, so I will show you the end product of the process I want to show. This wheelbarrow is filled with my horse manure, and if you can see it, this is pretty nicely, not all of it, you can see some balls still here, but most of it is really nicely broken up. And the reason I do this, because it makes the composting process way faster. And what I do is I collect the horse manure in this wheelbarrow, and then I pour a bunch of water on it, stir it a little bit with this little fork, so I break it up a little, and then I let it stay for a day, and the next day it goes to the compost pile. And what I achieve by this is that the whole composting process is way faster. And yeah, I had this really shitty, scrappy composting piles for now. Actually, I'm going to buy today some metal roof panels, hopefully. I will build much better ones where I can actually fill up the whole space. It's not gonna spill over. And yeah, this is what we are going to get at the end of the composting process. This is a pretty much ready compost. It still has some rough bits which you can filter out if you really want, but I never do that. And this thing smells like earth, and it's black and it's full of nutrients, so this is really good for the plants. So now I'm going to empty the wheelbarrow, pick up the horse shit, and show you how I soak it. So I picked up roughly a day's worth of horse manure in my wheelbarrow, but before I soak it, I want to introduce you to my manure producing friends. That's our pony, Lilia. We purchased here about a year ago because in this spring and summer this land is just overgrown with grass, and instead of cutting it all the time, it's much better to use a horse to graze and produce horse manure, which I can use in the compost. And then it's just that's what regenerative agriculture about is. You use nature to get nutrients to your plants. And this horse has an interesting story. So about a week ago, yeah, it was last weekend actually, I was driving in the village, and then I saw this horse on the loose. She was pulling a big piece of chain after her, and I went, did my thing. I went to do some shopping, and I was coming home. She was still on the street, so I stopped because she was next to cars, parking cars, and I saw the chain. Because she's pretty tall, as she just moves around, she could damage cars with the chain. So I grabbed her, tied her to a lamppost, spoke to a guy in the street. He told me he's gonna call the police because that's what you are supposed to do in such case. But I told her, hey, these horses should have a microchip because mine has one, so we should find someone with a microchip reader. So he got home, contacted someone who I know has a chip reader. He said he doesn't have access to the horse database, and his chip reader might not read the horse's chip because it's for dogs. He was wrong about that, by the way. Anyways, he told me call the police. So I went out to check on the horse. She was already loose again. She untied herself somehow from the lamppost. So I told my kids, hey, let's take her home, call the police, and we can put her on the land for the night, because it was in the evening, and see what's gonna happen. So I came home, tied her up. She was really nice and friendly. I tied her, called the police. They came. They told me that because it was a pitch dark, they are not sure if it's the same horse, and it wasn't them who were called, but the police station was called about the horse 2 times in the past few weeks, and the horse doesn't have a chip, and it doesn't seem to have an owner. Nobody's looking for the horse. So anyways, they told me, hey, let's make a police report. And I didn't even ask, but they just told me, hey, and if nobody shows up, it's like it's a found item. So if nobody shows up for a year, nobody claims it, the horse is yours legally. You can register it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want another horse. I have the ponies enough, and this is actually a much bigger animal. But anyways, so police didn't even contact me since. I found someone with a chip reader, a vet. He came. There is no chip in the horse. Nobody's looking for the horse in the village. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, and we are housing her until the owner shows up, or we might eventually keep her. I don't know, we'll see. That if nobody shows up, we'll figure out what to do. She's pretty friendly, she is really nice. I find her easy to handle. The only problem is, hey, careful, yeah, the electric fence. She was just electrocuted. The only thing is, it's a massive animal. She's bloody strong, and when I'm not home, I often travel. When I'm not home, my wife needs to move the horses. They need to be moved daily, basically, daily or every other day, and so she needs to be comfortable to handle such a strong animal. If this girl wants to go, she goes. You can't hold it. I can hold the pony. I'm strong enough to hold the pony. I think I could hold the pony. We would see. If she really wants to go, even the pony can pull me. But this horse, I have no chance. She's just super strong. But anyways, let's get back to the compost and the horse manure. So let's take this to my water station next to the compost station. Because another thing permaculture is about is that you should get things into a good vicinity so you don't make extra work. So now I just move the tank here with water, and then what we're gonna do, I'm taking a few buckets of water, putting it on the horse manure. I should actually get a hose here, so I don't even need to use the bucket. But priorities. So now what I do is I just work this a little bit with my hand fork, just stir it, and I just let it sit. It sits for the day. Sometimes when I pass by, I stir it a little bit. I will likely need to put another bucket or two of water on it because it takes it up. And then by tomorrow morning I can just put it on the compost pile. And yes, you can see now with the extra horse my compost production is going nuts. So I want to build some new composting stations maybe today, and I will cut some grass, get some brown bits, and build a new compost pile probably. But that's it. I think horse manure is a really good addition, and it's a really good thing for your compost. That's it for now.